Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm WoWcrendor, and welcome to another episode of World of Crendor, where I answer the questions you email into me at worldofcrendor@gmail.com. And next week, I'm going to be doing a rapid-fire type segment, where you email in a question that is only like a sentence long, so I can answer it really quickly, and I'm going to try to do a bunch of questions. So that's next week, and if you want your question answered, I would email it in next week and make it short, because that's how it'll get answered. If your question's over a sentence or too long, most likely one sentence, then it'll get pushed till the week after. Okay? Okay. First question. Hello, Crendor. This was aimed for the WoW section of your video. Have you done healing or tanking? If you have done either, which of the three character roles you think is easier? DPS, tanking, or healing? I have done all three myself, and personally I think healers have it hard sometimes. If anyone is like me, they usually are oblivious to their surroundings and just focus on their target objective rather than, for example, get out of the fire or poofs of doom. Anyway, what do you think is the hardest role to do? You didn't put a name. So, you're from, or whatever. You're from no name. I have done all three. I have healed on my priest. I played my priest in vanilla, and I healed Blackwing Lair and Molten Core and all that. And then in Burning Crusade, I played a mage. And then in, I just have I have experience with everything. I played a Boomkin in Wrath. So I did damage, and then halfway through Wrath, I switched over to tanking as a druid, so I tanked in Wrath. And then in Cataclysm, I was a Shadow Priest. So I've done everything. And healing is definitely the hardest. Healing, it puts so much blame on the person, because if the DPS or the tank dies, they're like, it's the healer! And, granted, it could be the healer, but a good healer is like having a really good quarterback or something. Like, a good healer can carry you to victory, while if you have good damage, well, actually I don't know, because all the things are vital. Like, you need good damage in order to progress, but I'd rather have good healers, because good healers are just, oh yeah. Everybody wants good healers. Tanking, it's, I used to off tank. I would be the druid off tank, and I could literally just alt tab as I tanked. After you get aggro, it's nobody's gonna pull aggro unless they're stupid, and they don't have a threat meter, which sometimes, but then they get blamed. So I didn't really enjoy tanking that much. I'd probably say healing is definitely the hardest. DPS is kind of it's kind of not that hard to, it's not that hard to do, but you are you're trying to pay attention, because you do need to move out of the fire and stuff like that, and usually DPS just has the damage meters open, and they're just where am I on the damage meters? That's what DPS is. That's what makes it fun. Healing, I guess you could have the healing meters, but it's kind of whatever. And healing, I don't know, healing, it feels like you're part of this just little group that, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think DPS, tanking, or healing is, which one is the easiest, which is the hardest? Leave a comment below. I just picked this question because I thought it was interesting and different from everything else I've answered before. Okay? Okay. That was a pretty high okay. Okay, Billy. Next question. Hello, WoWcrendor. This question is for your WoW section. Smiley face. I don't know if you've ever roleplayed or not, or even care for the story in WoW, but I wanted to know what your opinion is on the recent developments in the lore in WoW. For example, I think that the lore has been handled quite badly, especially at the endgame content, where the expansion really had no meaningful direction until recently and feels like it's just been plodding along. Wrath of the Lich King, for all its faults, had a definite sense of direction. You were doing X so that you could get one step closer to defeating the Lich King. But it's not until 4.3 that there has been any sense of a plan for defeating Deathwing. 4.1 introduced ZAZG, recycled not to mention horrific content. Patch 4.2 introduced Firelands, which I thought had pretty cool artwork, though it recycled Ragnaros. But it's not until 4.3 that there really has been any sense of we are doing this to stick it to Deathwing. That said, I do enjoy the individual zone stories, apart from the ones where there are too many silly pop culture references. Red Ridge, Uldum, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. All of the role players I know make their own lore instead. Regarding the current lore is too poor to really do anything with. What is your opinion on the current state of lore? Do you like the way that each individual zone tells a story? How does it compare to the other expansions, especially as Blizzard were trying to focus more on the lore and Cataclysm? Do you think Blizzard are trying to overstretch the story arcs? And my final question to you, sorry for all the questions, is do you think Cataclysm has handled Deathwing well as a villain and Thrall as a hero? Thanks, Hidden Dragon. Well, Hidden Dragon, your first question is what is your opinion on the current state of lore? To be honest, I don't really keep up on lore. I haven't read the books. I haven't really experienced any outside lore material, like anything you would experience outside of playing the game, I haven't really experienced. So, I'm not the best person to go to on lore, so I don't really want to make a statement on that. Apparently a lot of people are angry because of the cinematic, the Dragon Soul cinematic, which is why I parodied it, but I guess if all these like big lore people are angry, they have a reason to be angry, so and it has like more than 50% dislikes or something, so I mean, usually if something's like, if it's only like 10% or something, that's usually just some angry people, but when it's that many, that's a lot of people to be angry about something, so I'm sure there's people that like it, but I don't like getting into all that because I don't have any knowledge about it. Do you like the way that each individual zone tells a story? I like that. I think that's good because even in like older expansions, like that's what quest lines are supposed to do. That's what like keeps you wanting to play and like do the quest. That's what makes the quest not a grind and like, no, that was my iPhone going off. You have an iPhone. Apple. Okay. That's what everyone talks like, obviously. And, yeah, that's a good idea because the zones need to tell a story so that the zones have, like, a purpose. Like, that's, like, gets you involved. It gets you sucked into the story and the zone and everything about the zone. How does it compare to other expansions? Personally, Wrath was my favorite. Almost knocked my tea over. That would have been bad. We would have lost tea and made a mess. It was a lose-lose situation. But I would say Wrath was my favorite. As for lore-wise, I'm not really sure again because I can't. I didn't really hardcore raid in BC. I kind of just did like the first couple. I did like Karazhan, and I did Gruul's Lair. Like, I didn't really get into all that. So, because of that, I don't think I can make statements on that. And, do you think Blizzard are trying to overstretch story arcs? I don't know, again. And my final question, do you think Cataclysm has handled Deathwing well as a villain and Thrall as a hero? To be honest, I think Thrall is kind of a hero. Like, from what I've seen, because he's like, oh, I'm stopping the Cataclysm. But, like, Deathwing is a villain. Like, I guess so. But I kind of, like I've said before in, like, previous episodes, I really didn't care about Deathwing. Like, Arthas was like, I'm the Lich King, rah! And it was like, yeah, let's kill the Lich King. And even, like, I don't know. I didn't feel that need to kill Deathwing. Like, I really didn't care. I'm sure there's a lot of people that did. Maybe even a lot of you, but personally, I didn't care. And so, I kind of blame it on the story a little bit, because the story didn't really get me, like, it didn't suck me in, it didn't get me involved, so in Wrath, I was like, I wanted to kill the Lich King. I was like, yeah, he's like destroying stuff and turning people to Scourge, let's kill him. And, I don't know, this one was like, Deathwing's flying around burning stuff. Oh, okay. Like, I don't know. I don't know. But as for lore questions, I wanted to answer this just because I wanted to tell everyone, don't ask me, like, really deep lore questions, because I'm really bad with lore. So, that's one of the reasons I took this question. Okay? Okay. Now for the LOL question. Hey Crendor, this is a question for the LOL section. I also love playing support, but I have been getting bored because there are only a few support champions. I know there are some champs that can fill the support role, Blitz, Leona, but I was just wondering when you think Riot is going to release the next support champ. I'm guessing three more champs and then a support, but do you even think we need a new support? I was thinking sort of a flashbang character that messes up the enemy screen with flashes or something. Thanks, Banana Slamorama. Well, Banana Slamorama, that's one interesting name you have. I don't think I've ever seen that name before, so good job on being unique, I guess. Maybe a bunch of people have it, and I don't even know about them. Either way, enough about names. I think support champions, they do need more support champions, even though they aren't really as popular. I think the last one was Karma they released. Or no, it was Leona. Is Leona or Karma? One or the other. And right now, if you play support, it's gonna be like one team will pick Soraka and one team will pick Sona. And that's what like always happens. Or maybe Blitzcrank or whatever. Or Taric actually. But Soraka and Sona seem like the two big ones. And what makes them good is Soraka has the global heal. And she also has a very strong heal with a long cooldown, and she can restore mana. And Sona has her awesome stun she can cast, and she's a little more of a harassing type champion, where she can do some auto attacks and she can like buff your team up and stuff. Because I only played Sona a few times, so I'm not the biggest Sona person, but I'm awesome at Soraka. So I know a lot about Soraka. And they do need a new support champion, because supports are... You need a support on your team, but there's so few to pick from as if you compare it to all the other types of champion choices you have. So I think what they should add, they need another type of like Soraka thing where like they're gonna give you mana. Because if you give one champion the ability to restore mana, that's kind of overpowered. Like, give somebody else that ability too, or make it so like maybe they can restore mana, but they have really crappy heals or something. Like, I don't know. Just, I'm sure this is their job. So I mean, I'm sure they could think up something. And I think as a support champion, they could have clairvoyance. Yeah? Like, they could have clairvoyance as one of their abilities. Like, or not just like an ability, maybe like as their ultimate, so like their ultimate reveals like a big section of the map or something. Like, I don't know. Just, clairvoyance is something all support people use. So I think giving it a clairvoyance-ish like ability to a support champion would actually be really helpful. And... what else did you add? But you think you use support? Yeah, I think I answered everything except for a flashbang character. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of like things that flash on my screen or like blinds like that actually affect the person's screen so they can't see. I'm not a big fan of that. But like I said, I like the clairvoyance type ability. I just thought that up and I think that's awesome. So, that's my opinion on that. Okay. Now for the first random question. Hello, Mr. Crendor. What do you usually eat and drink for breakfast? Give me a detailed answer, please. Happy face. I just picked this one because it was really random. And this is the random part, so why not? Usually, I don't eat breakfast. Well, I very rarely eat breakfast. Usually, I will have coffee. That's probably not the most ideal breakfast, but I like coffee, and it's good. I will occasionally eat yogurt. Usually I eat breakfast food at night because like things like pancakes and bacon and stuff, like I don't like eating that in the morning because it like makes me nauseous. Like my stomach's just like, I don't want to eat anything. I just woke up. Go back to sleep or drink coffee. So I'll go like at 2 in the morning, I'll just like make pancakes and bacon and eggs and sausage, and I'll eat breakfast food at night. Well, technically it's the morning. I don't know, I'm weird. Or maybe I'm not weird, maybe everybody does this. When do you eat? What do you eat for breakfast? Or do you eat breakfast food at night? Leave your comment below. Okay? Okay. And the final question. Hello Crendor, this is for your random section of the World of Crendor videos. I am in love with a girl for over a year and a half, I know, very much for today's standards, but she is beautiful, artistic, and unique. I tried to work myself to the top. I did my maths and my homework. I talked to her, I invited her out, etc., but unfortunately I ended up in the friend zone twice. All my friends advised me to move on and just try to get another girl, but one does not simply forget a girl so special. What is that noise? Never mind. As I said, she isn't like any other girl, mainly because she is smart. Oh, that's my chair. That's what it is. As I said, she isn't like any other girl, mainly because she is smart. The only bad part about her is that she isn't a gamer. So with no place to go, I now face towards you, my favorite YouTuber, since you are the only one that does WoW vids anymore. You, sir, have my respect. What do you think I should do? Your honest, Jacob. Well, Jacob, you'd be surprised at how many emails I get of people thinking I'm some sort of psychologist. I mean, I have gotten a lot of deep emails from people. I don't know, I guess it's because they respect my opinion? Like, I guess that's what he's saying here, but I don't know. Like, I guess thank you for respecting my opinion enough to give me your deep psychological problems you're experiencing in life. Like, I've gotten relationship issues, I've gotten depression issues, I've gotten career problems, I've gotten all these things, and it's not just like a couple emails, it's a lot of emails I get to my personal email and this email, so I mean, it's something. I was gonna make a Dr. Phil machinima, because that actually just reminded me, this whole psychological thing just reminded me. Anyway, first off, you say, I am in love with a girl for over a year and a half. I don't know if you're in love. Let's find out what love is. You're gonna listen to my loud keyboard as I search love. Love. Where is the definition? Definition of love. The definition of love. An intense feeling of deep affection. Their love for their country. That's what it means. So, you might be in love with her, you might feel intense feelings of deep affection for her, but does she love you back? And there is where the problem lies. And that happens a lot in life, where you might really like someone and they don't like you. And it could go for friends, it could go for relationships, it could go for whatever, working, people at work, whatever. And you say she is beautiful, artistic, unique. What else do you compliment her on? She is so special. She isn't like any other girl. She is smart. But she isn't a gamer. So, the only negative thing you said about her is that she isn't a gamer. And just from all these things you're saying, it sounds like you're chasing her. And when you chase someone, that scares them, because people don't like to be chased, and they don't like to be chased physically, and they don't like to be chased emotionally. And what you're doing is you're appearing very desperate, like you're like putting her on a pedestal, and you're saying she's so special and not like any other girl, when in actuality she is just another girl. Like, that's what she is. She might be have a great personality, and a personality that fits you what you want, but in the end, she is a human being. Another human being. I am a human being. You are a human being. We are all human, and nobody is more special than somebody else, at least in my opinion. You might have a different opinion, that is my opinion. And when you get friend-zoned twice, that's a pretty clear sign that she's not into you. And you gotta accept that eventually. There's millions of girls in this country, and if you're in America, if you're not in America, there's still like a lot of girls. There's billions of girls in the world, so I mean, there's gonna be one that you'll find There's a very good chance of that, as long as you keep looking. And you need to... The problem with being desperate is that it likely resorts back to your self-esteem. Because when you chase someone, that means you're looking to get them into your life to fulfill you. When in actuality, what people are attracted to is people who are already confident and have self-esteem, and they want the fulfillment. And I had to learn that because for many years I was very lacking of confidence and self-esteem, but YouTube actually helped bring me out of the low self-esteem department because I figured out who I was, and I was like, wow, I'm, all of these traits, and I have these talents and abilities and blah blah blah, and it helped form me. And a lot of people spend a lot of time looking for who they are throughout their life, so I'm lucky enough to have found it, very young, and that's what you have to do. And when you do that, you go around being yourself, and when you be yourself and you're confident in who you are, you attract people to you. And that's why people on YouTube, if you look at any big YouTube person, they have a very strong personality, and you know their personality. Like, you know my personality, you know Jesse's personality, you know, any big, you could look at, Smosh, you could look at Charles Trippy. Could you imagine if any of those big YouTubers were kind of just yeah, I don't know, sometimes I don't really like making videos. I mean, I wonder what I'm supposed to be doing in life. I wish I could have this. It's no, they're passionate, they know who they are, they're inspired they have drive, and that's what people like, and that is what I think you need to discover. And there's my psychological rant of the day. Did I answer your question? I think so. You need to move on. I agree with your friends. Move on. Okay? Okay. And that's it for this episode of World of Crendor. If you have a question, especially for next week, which is going to be my rapid fire week, email that question into worldofcrendor@gmail.com. If you have a short question for rapid fire week next week, make it a sentence long or shorter, 3 words or something, you like cake or something. Whatever. I don't care. And email that into worldofcrendor@gmail.com. If you don't want to submit a short question, you still want to submit a long one, you can email that into, and I will be looking at those the following week. Okay? Okay. See ya.